This is a 1978 Honda CB750K. It's the last year of the single cams, which kind of the purists consider to be the real CBs. And it's the first year of the accelerator pump. Honestly, it's not the prettiest bike ever. It's kind of a mix of styles. Honestly, it doesn't really have a style. It's not a cafe, it's not a bobber, it's not strictly stock. The tank needs to be either refinished or cleaned up. The seat is held on by a bungee cord, as you can probably see. The headlight is from a Suzuki. The mirror was found in the bottom of a parts bin, but it's kind of a working project. There's stuff to do on it every day, all day if I wanted to. I could be working on this for hours and days and weeks. My favorite thing about this bike is probably the noise that it makes. It's got a 4-1 from a 750F. It's kind of just a muted OEM, nice and not too harsh noise, but it's a very specific tone. It just sounds old. You just feel it, you hear it, you get kind of addicted to it. When I see kids, I make sure to hold the gears a little bit longer, give it a little more gas, just be a little bit more obnoxious, and it's addicting. You can't not do that with this bike.
Do you get a lot of looks and stories about the bike when you talk to people?
It's kind of fantastic. People a generation or two older than us really like this bike. It's the people that grew up with these bikes that are really just amazed to see one on the road and amazed to see someone young riding it. Just all kinds of thumbs up and, hey, what year is that bike? That's awesome, man. What make is that? What model is that? Oh, I used to have one of those. I learned how to ride on one of those. My buddy had one. Made memories on one of those. And in a way, I love that I'm able to make memories, my own memories, on this bike. Back in the day, it was a sport bike, and it has sporting intentions. But being that it is nearly 40 years old at this point, I take it a little bit easy. It's just very enjoyable to cruise, and just take in the sights and the feels and the smells and the emotions that you get. Can I say emotions? Is that too much of a buzzword?
It's a buzzword, and it's not an Italian bike, so you can't say things like that, but
it's used because it's appropriate. Right?
Exactly. If you truly think that, and it's not it's not you're just trying to pull some shit out of your ass. No. I think that's completely reasonable.
No, because every time we're around it, it's smiles and this happened on the bike today, and that happened, and that broke.
Exactly. It brings.
And God doesn't break.
Just a real. Yeah.
This bike has a curse with downtown Dallas. We've broken a taillight and a clutch lever.
Yep.
It gets eternally pissy down there for some reason. But that's part of it. I mean, part of something old like this is just what's going to break today.
Exactly. That's half the fun.
That's kind of how it goes. I mean, I would feel really lame if I never worked on it. It wouldn't be mine as much. It really is a daily driver. I take it 20-25 miles to work 2 or 3 times a week. As long as the weather's decent, and sometimes many times, even when it's not decent, because we do live in Texas. It's just fantastic that Honda built a bike like that. I really like that. But after getting this one kind of back on the road, roadworthy, it makes me wonder what other projects are out there. You know, what's next? I'm sure there's more to be done.
Is there anything you think that potential owners that have always wanted one of these should know about them?
It takes a lot of work. It's like I said earlier. I could work on it every day if I had the time to fix it and do it completely correct. It's a little more than just putting some checkering on your fuel tank. You know, people back then, you know, they did the work on their own. They did whatever it took to keep it going and then to go 100 miles an hour on it, and that's impressive. Theoretically, we have done that, but
not on public roads,
not
of
on
course.
public roads, on a closed course, and at about 103 miles an hour, it's kind of, yep, it's done. And it felt like 2,000. It felt like 2,000 miles an hour, and it was mind-boggling and terrifying and awesome.
Well, thanks, Chase. Thanks for telling us, taking some time and telling us about your bike and your experiences with it.
Thank you. I'm glad to share that.